All right, we're to our third team in the AFC West as we try to find who has the best auction draft value on every team this year. And that is going to be, now we're talking about the Las Vegas Raiders. Good, I got the name right. Again, this is an interesting one because the quarterback situation is so up in the air. They didn't draft anybody, which was kind of a surprise. So it's either going to be Minshew or Aiden O'Connell. I mean, I'd probably lean towards Minshew, fine, probably. And it's an interesting one because Minshew, I think, is good enough to sustain some people, probably. But I don't want to go with any of the receivers, probably because of it. And not even just that. It's because Devontae Adams, who obviously would be the clear number one, he's in his 30s. Like, I'm just not, I don't want to go there. So again, I think this one becomes by default again. And for me, I think it has to be Zamir White. Again, another potential starting running back who's going for very cheap. And if you decide not to spend big money on these running backs at the beginning of the draft, because as we get closer to the season, we'll talk about it. But I don't feel comfortable spending big money on a lot of those guys. This is the route you go. Maybe you get the Zamir Whites, you get all these other guys in there. There's so many guys in that range, and hopefully they turn out, or somebody will turn out. Maybe it's Zamir White. He has a chance. That's the thing. He has a chance right now, and he's going for just under $6 on ESPN drafts. Probably goes up a bit, especially if you know he's going to be the guy, but it's not going to get up that much. It's going to be pretty cheap. He's one of these guys, if you go more of a zero running back strategy, Zamir White's the guy. So I think that's the play here. I think it's Zamir White.
I mean, once again, you said by default, so I agree.
Yeah.
We don't really know what Zamir White could be. I mean, last year he only had 104 attempts, but he had 4.3 yards per carry.
Yep.
That backfield is wide open. I think that he has the best chance to come out and take it. I like it. Young guy coming out. The only other person I will say that intrigues me on that team, Devontae Adams is always good, but you're going to pay for whatever production he gives you. And with Minshew and O'Connell, as you made reference to, it freaks me out a little bit. Yep. But the only other person that I'd be interested in would be Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
Look, and I realize he's a rookie tight end. I don't typically like them. And I do think because of the name, like right now he is ranked as He is the number 15th overall tight end, ranked at $4. That's Fantasy Pros. I don't know what he's going for currently on ESPN Live, but he does have the ability to, if they use him, because they drafted him so high, if they use him in multiple positions and it's more of a kind of a flyer wide receiver type guy that lines up all over the field, he could have some real upside and he could easily get into that top 10, if not top 5 discussion of tight ends. So I could see that going well, but Zamir White could be the guy that could really give you a lot of bang for your buck. Right now, currently he is going for $14 on Fantasy Pros. But I don't think he's not a name that's going to get up there. I could actually see Brock Bowers actually skyrocketing a little bit because people are kind of like tight end. There's no one there.
Well, and you're living off the Laporta hype and what Laporta did off that, which makes sense.
Rookies can do it now. It's not the typical one, but so he's the only other guy. If he stayed low, I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on Brock Bowers.
I wouldn't either. I think that's solid. Especially as your second tight end. I like that. If you go for a second tight end.
And early on in the year you could, and then ditch one or whatever.
Some people might say, with Zamir White, the fact that there is Alexander Madison there too, but I'm not a big Madison guy. I think he got his chance and he showed what he was, and it wasn't much.
Yeah, I was rooting for him that time, and he didn't come out with it. And I think Zamir White did show that he's capable of making some good plays. So I do like him better.
Yep. Yeah, so I think Zamir White is another guy you throw in that mix of, there's a bunch of guys in that range that have potential starting running backs. And if you draft 3-4 of them at the end of your bench, that's the thing. That's what I love about auction is you can get them all for a few dollars if they're going for cheap. And you place them all then, see who emerges. Somebody will. They always do. So I like it. Let's go get Zamir White then if you want to, for $2 or something. $3, $4, $5. Well, actually, that's a good question. Is there a point, when do you start not wanting him? Before we get out of here,
I think Zamir White is a guy that I probably don't go double digits, but I would go up to 8, 9. I don't think you're going to get one. Here's the thing. I don't think you're going to get one of these guys for less. Like all of these guys are going to go around $8, $10. I have a feeling because
You're right.
everyone needs running backs,
You
and
see
these guys are
these-
still in the top 30. So
Yeah.
I don't believe that they're only going to go for $2. I don't believe that.
Yeah,
but
you see those auctions, and that's what seems to happen, especially when it gets very scarce at the end.
yeah, you give me, and
Yeah.
if you, once again, he's one, and we can get into this when we talk about like draft strategy and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But if you throw him out earlier and he's not a name, I feel like he's someone you can get for $6 to $8, and I'm thrilled.
That's true. Yeah, I'm with you. All right, there we go. There's the Raiders. One more team left in the AFC, and that's going to be the Chargers. Talk to you guys next time.